Filling in for the Gates Foundation's country director, Mr. Hari Menon. Thank you, Rajesh ji. Thank you, Kanta ji. I think with the guidance of the Ministry of Women and Child Development, this is a project in a sense that we undertook together. Just responding to the vision set forth by the Honorable Prime Minister about women-led development and by the Honorable Minister and the Ministry of Women and Child Development, really sort of talking about how does one achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, how does one think about SDG 5, which focuses on gender equality, and the importance of transformative financing as a pathway to helping achieve a vision, a future for women and girls where they are equal and they have a bright future. India has actually been at a forerunner on gender responsive budgeting for many years. While this was something that was adopted in 2005 and 6, there were only 9 ministries at that point that actually reported on their gender allocations. And from 2005-6 to now, in 2022-23, we have more than 57 ministries who have set up a gender budget cell and are reporting on gender budgets and gender allocations. India has actually gone forward much far beyond what many other countries have done and laid out an institutional framework for GRB, for gender responsive planning and budgeting. And this is through the gender budget statements, which is actually part of our expenditure budget. And that, I think, is really a signal of how important it is for the government of India and how important it is as part of the processes that we all follow as part of our responsibilities in various ministries and departments. But moving forward, India also is the first country which has integrated gender into the intergovernmental fiscal transfers formula. And what that means is that now we see the quantum of funds really increasing from 14,000 crores in 2005-6 to more than 2.2 lakh crores in the 2023-24 budget. And at the same time, we all recognize that the potential but also the need is greater. And hence this national training program for gender responsive budgeting, because there is a vision, there is an institutional framework, and there is this complete setup which is already there. But sometimes we all recognize that there are challenges in the how. How do we translate this vision into action? And that's really where the Ministry of Women and Child Development and UN Women in partnership have stepped up to say, why don't we start doing this training program which can help in translating this vision into an action. I think I'll sum up by saying that while it is sometimes considered simpler to integrate gender into social development programs, into education, into health, into sanitation, and not as easy in some other programs or in other budgets such as in infrastructure or energy. But I'll also say at the same time, as Kanta ji said, the Prime Minister's vision around ensuring that there is clean cooking gas available in every household is a direct example of how gender is so important even when it comes to something like energy needs. When we think about India's own social sector programs, when we think about the rural employment program Manrega, there is an integration of gender into Manrega, whether it is about 33% reservation for women within Manrega jobs, or whether it is about even things that different states have done where they've put Mahila maids to actually support and plan what works have to be done under Manrega. All of these are examples of gender integration, and through further institutional strengthening, pre-budget gender analysis, as well as post-budget tracking of how those allocations are leading to outcomes, that is one way in which we will actually pave that path to reaching SDG 5. And that's what we hope we'll be able to do together with all of you and your support, and continue actually being led by Rajesh ji, because he's also very often spoken about the need to track how sex disaggregated data is being collected and utilized, which is an important part of the the entire GRB process. And maybe with that, I'll just hand over back. I also am looking forward to how these 2 days go, because I think we will learn with you as well in terms of how this actually moves forward. Thank you.